Number 1. James loves adventure, whether it's exploring mysterious places, hiking deep into the wilderness, or testing his survival skills with wild camping. He's always looking for his next challenge. In this video, he sets out on a solo trip to find the Machar Stones, an ancient site hidden in the dense forests of Stirlingshire, Scotland. Believed to be over 5,000 years old, these stones are surrounded by myths and mystery. His goal? Navigate through the thick woods, reach this historic landmark, and camp under the stars for a peaceful night in nature. But what was supposed to be a calm and scenic retreat quickly takes an eerie turn. It's March 1st, 2024. James is eager to begin his journey, fully prepared for a night of solitude. He has tried to find this location before, but always ended up lost. Determined not to fail this time, he sets off with a backpack full of supplies and a hopeful mindset.
Just a fork in the road, across the river, and it's right and right again. So this is the first right. Let's go. No more healthy fish with a big fat bone. I'm Abraham Delise. Not that fucker. Oh, we made that. Right. Where the hell is this place?
Unaware of what lies ahead in the deep, dark woods, after a long and exhausting hike, struggling to stay on course, he finally reaches the Machar Stones. Relief washes over him. He made it, and there's still daylight left. Without wasting time, he sets up camp, creating a cozy spot to spend the night.
We'll put it in there. Is that like a... Look at that. What's this? A perfect space for a 10-minute. Yeah, I think I'm just going to set up right here for the fire here as well. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Oh, oh, and here we have it. Ta-da! Got 10 up. Worryingly, there's a helicopter flying overhead, which don't know if you can hear it, but it's been very close. It's like it's looking for someone, if you know what I mean, or search and rescue. Hope they don't come looking for me. Anyway, that's us. I'll see you from this angle. Look at that. This is like a, that's like a little proper campsite.
But just as he's getting comfortable, a low-flying helicopter passes overhead. Its presence feels unusual, almost like a search operation. James jokes about not needing rescuing, at least not yet. As the sun sets, the dense forest is swallowed by darkness, and the temperature drops. Feeling the chill, James starts preparing his dinner over the fire, enjoying the peaceful atmosphere. But suddenly, a strange noise shatters the silence.
Well, it's definitely got colder now, you can feel it. It's very funny though, in this area it's very still. There's wind everywhere else, but around those stones, nothing. Not the cleanest, right? Cleaning the fire, eh? Look at that. Can you hear the helicopter? It's been flying over quite a bit, and I just hope that they aren't looking for someone and I've got a fire going and I get rescued, if you know what I mean, because I don't need rescued yet. There it is. You see him flying overhead? So I think I'm going to have the chicken wings without the mashed potato. What the hell is that? Hello?
It's an unfamiliar sound, sending a chill down his spine. He freezes for a moment, scanning the dark woods around him. His instincts scream at him to leave, but hiking back through the wilderness in pitch black would be far more dangerous. Taking a deep breath, he convinces himself it was just an animal and tries to focus on his food.
Tent, because it's a bit chilly now. I didn't like that noise, and then we'll take it from there. Right, got the down jacket on, got a bit cozier, and check out these in the tent. Well, that was the least burnt one, so can't complain. Got a bit of chili and garlic seasoning, which will hopefully save the day. Certainly flame grilled. Easy for me to say. Complete silence again. I don't know what that was earlier. It sounded like somebody walking around. I even heard a voice, but no one there. We're going to have a proper look at the standing stones in the dark in a wee minute. After dinner. See if we can feel the energy.
Still feeling uneasy, James decides to eat inside his tent, where it's warmer and safer. As he settles in, he reflects on the strange noise earlier. Did he hear footsteps? A voice? The stillness of the forest only makes it creepier. He tries to shake off the feeling and distract himself by exploring the standing stones in the dark.
Yeah, no, there's definitely something eerie about this place. And it doesn't really help with the smoke from the fire, looking like some fog from a horror film. And of course, now it's night time. Definitely not the place to be if you're scared of the dark. Hello? Silence. Well, those stones are quite something. I mean, they don't look like much, but it's kind of eerie that there's a big clearing around there, and then there's no trees and no sound really in the middle part. But apart from hearing random voices, which I did hear, and on this occasion I don't have my knife, my trusty knife. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? So I just prefer I cut short my little thing there because the camera died for no reason as well, which is a bit strange. And I think I prefer the nice kind of security of the tent. See, I don't have a knife, but I do have a saw. So if anyone starts, I'm going to get that across the knuckles.
But the eerie silence surrounding them, the way the trees seem to avoid the clearing, and the unsettling energy in the air make him question whether he's truly alone. Then something bizarre happens. His camera shuts off for no reason. Uneasy, James decides to call it a night and retreat to his tent. He doesn't have his knife with him, but he does have a saw, just in case. Exhausted, he eventually drifts off to sleep.
Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. Shit. I just have laughing there. Or something. No way. Hello? Hello? I think that's a road in the distance, maybe. Yeah, it can't be. It can't be. Right. I can't hear anything, so let's turn this off. Right. Good night.
But in the middle of the night, something wakes him. A faint, distant sound echoes through the silent forest. Heart pounding, James grabs his camera and starts recording. His mind races with possibilities. Is someone out there? Is it just his imagination? He listens carefully, but the sound fades and silence returns. Hesitantly, he turns off his camera and tries to sleep again. When morning finally arrives, the eerie feeling from the night before seems to have lifted. The forest, bathed in sunlight, feels far less menacing. James makes a quick breakfast, sipping his coffee while taking in the scenery.
Finish up here, and then start packing up. Then make it. What the hell? Look at that. What the hell is it? Look at the trees. What the fuck is that? That is a fucking pentagram. That's not a natural fucking phenomenon. What the fuck?
For the first time in hours, he feels at ease. But just as he's about to pack up, something catches his eye. Hanging from the trees above him is something disturbing.
I could have been there all the time, but I doubt it. The fuck? Right, I'm just Right, I'm gonna get ready and go.
A pentagram. His blood runs cold. How long has that been there? Was it always there? Or did someone place it while he was sleeping? Suddenly, everything from the night before, the strange sounds, the eerie silence, the unsettling energy, feels even more sinister. This is his breaking point. Without wasting another second, James quickly packs up his gear and prepares to leave. Every rustling branch on his way back feels like something watching him. The long hike back to civilization is tense, but when he finally reaches safety, relief washes over him. What was meant to be a peaceful camping trip turned into something far more disturbing than he ever expected. And the biggest question remains, was he really alone out there? Subscribe and help us reach 10,000 subscribers. 90% of the people watching have not subscribed yet, so please do it. Number 2. Jason, an experienced outdoorsman, returned to Dead Man's Hollow, expecting just another night in the wilderness. But as the sun disappeared behind the horizon, a heavy silence settled over the forest.
Tonight I'm at Dead Man's Hollow in Scioto County, Ohio. The trail itself is part of the Shawnee State Forest Bridle Trail, but the hollow has long been rumored to be haunted. There have been reports of disembodied screams and voices, so we're going to see what happens tonight. Prince, somebody's been out here. If you remember my last video, I ran across some coon hunters, and on my way out here tonight, I saw some trucks pull off to the side with some dog kennels in the back of them, so I think I met our friends from last video.
Following the trail through Scioto County, Ohio, he noticed fresh footprints, signs that someone had been there recently. He recalled his last visit, when he had encountered hunters in the area, but tonight felt different. The air carried an eerie stillness, as if the forest itself was holding its breath. The deeper he ventured, the stronger the unease became.
Maybe I'm a little paranoid, but it is a little creepy back here. And every now and then it's not a bad idea to look behind you, just to see what's following you. Well, I'm seeing now that I probably should have stayed on the trail because there's a giant tree down in front of my path, and it's going to be hard to get through. Okay, already my mind's starting to play tricks on me because I just heard the creek talking to me.
A strange noise echoed through the trees, but he dismissed it as his mind playing tricks on him. However, the feeling of being watched was undeniable. The snap of a twig in the distance sent a chill down his spine. Straying off the trail proved to be a mistake. A massive fallen tree blocked his path.
All right, trying to get up here without breaking my neck. All right. Oops. Well, that's what happens when you go tromping around in the forest in the dark. All right, so I'm gonna find an easier way to get up. Okay, so after that spill, it's a good time to discuss something. If you ever do plan on making YouTube videos or being on a film set or just out shooting any kind of videos at all, it's always important to remember safety first. Safety is the most important thing.
Forcing him to find a way around. The dense undergrowth made every step more difficult, and then, without warning, he lost his footing and fell. In the wilderness, even minor accidents could turn dangerous.
As soon as I got across the creek, I had something threw at me, like a little rock or something, and I thought I heard like a little twig snap about, 40, 50 yards away from me. So I guess, I don't know, I guess that's what I signed up for. Alright guys, kind of a clearing here on the other side of this creek. Looks like a good place to set up base camp. So I was just going to set up a little base camp here, and thought I heard another twig break. Now, I mean, when you're out in the woods at night, the woods do make noises, but I've always wondered, you know, when you hear a twig break in the middle of the night, it takes something kind of heavy to do that. And I don't think like a little squirrel or a chipmunk weighs enough to make a twig snap like that. But I don't see anything. Probably just my mind playing tricks on me. That whippoorwill knows what's going on. Every time I try to set up, I hear a twig snap over there. And there it is. Did you hear it?
Pushing forward, he began hearing more noises. Twigs breaking, small rocks landing near him as if thrown by an unseen force. The sounds weren't random. Something was moving, circling him just beyond the reach of his flashlight. Every time he paused, the noises stopped. Each step forward was met with another crack from the shadows. Near a clearing, he decided to set up a temporary base camp, but the strange activity only intensified. The sound of heavy footsteps followed him, branches snapping with deliberate force. Something was out there, unseen, but undeniably present. The realization set in. These weren't the harmless noises of small animals scurrying through the underbrush. The temperature dropped sharply, an unnatural cold creeping into the air.
You always want to check, anytime you're going to be camping near the creek, you always want to check to see, you always want to check to see, man, that's crazy. I've never had this happen to me in the forest. What is there? Oh man, I hate to even look up. You know, I don't know. I just don't want to say about that. I might be getting out of here for too long. I feel kind of vulnerable back here. It does feel like you're being watched back here. You know, the disembodied voices, I think people are probably hearing this creek over here, because I've heard a few different things that I thought might have been a voice, but don't know how to explain these rocks being thrown at me. So, you know, it is a pretty interesting place to come check out if you're in the area.
The weight of unseen eyes pressing down on him made it clear. Staying any longer was not an option. As he hurried back toward the trail, the footsteps mirrored his own, stopping when he stopped, resuming when he moved. Jason had entered the hollow alone, but by the time he left, he was certain that something else had been in there with him.
Could have been a deer. I haven't seen any signs of deer or any animal actually since I've been out here. I think it's a good time to tap out. It's 10:15, so I got about 45 minutes to get my backpack packed up and get out of the park. And then it sounds like there's something walking. And every time I stop, it stops. I can't wait to get out of here.
Number 3. On August 11th, 2024, YouTuber Rich embarked on another Randonautica adventure, following coordinates deep into the woods. In past investigations, he had discovered cryptic clues, including a triangular necklace and Scrabble tiles spelling out Pam. This time, he stumbled upon something even more unsettling.
It's another piece of that book I keep finding. Oh, it's wet, been here a while. Support a government designed and run for all the people. There's stuff that's circled. I just flipped it over and I got that. But here's a circled stuff.
A torn book page with specific passages circled, as if someone had been trying to send a message. As he searched the area, he uncovered another disturbing clue. Scrabble tiles arranged to spell, I see you. The repeated mention of someone watching him added an eerie sense of paranoia to the investigation.
Oh my God, fuck that. That is terrifying right there. Let's leave glow sticks. Let's leave glow sticks. Oh my God, it's got that symbol. Look at that. The way to happiness does not include the fear of being found out. You did this to yourself. Now we see everything. And now you must find Pam. She was a hiker that we found. The clues will lead you to her. Son of a bitch. And that's that same symbol. Determined to uncover the truth, he continued exploring and found a chilling note covered in strange symbols. That's a wallet. Oh, there's stuff in here. I'm trying not to show a lot in case there's an ID. A visa. What's the name? Oh my God. Oh my God. Found a wallet. I'm taking it because I'm going to the cops. I've been doing this for a little while now. The name Pam keeps coming up. It came up a few times. Once in Scrabble letters. And another time on a piece of paper from a book. The name Pam came up. The name I just found on that card.
Deeper into the woods, he made a shocking discovery. A wallet left behind with identification inside. The name on the ID was Pam, the same name that had appeared in his previous findings. The eerie connection between the clues suggested that this was more than just a coincidence. Taking the wallet to the police, he learned that multiple strange reports had come from the area. While some dismissed it as an elaborate hoax, the repeated clues pointed to something far more sinister. The question remained, was Pam a real missing person? And if so, who was leading him to her? Adam Mark is no stranger to exploring eerie, abandoned locations, sharing every unsettling moment with his audience. Whether accompanied by friends or venturing alone, his passion for uncovering the unknown keeps him going. But on this particular day, going solo would be a decision he'd deeply regret. On March 3rd, 2022, he set out to investigate an abandoned house with a dark past. Decades earlier, an 8-year-old girl named Sally had been brutally murdered nearby. According to legend, her body was hidden in the woods behind the property, but the case was never solved. Over the years, visitors reported chilling encounters, soft whispers in empty rooms, shadowy figures lurking in the corners. Paranormal investigators believed Sally's restless spirit was still trapped inside. Stepping inside, Adam was met with silence. Cracked walls, peeling paint, and scattered debris lined the narrow hallway as he cautiously moved forward.
So creepy. There's a little bathroom here. And the scissors are still in there. Right, so we just had
The weight of the house's dark history seemed to press down on him. Then an unexpected sound broke the stillness. Running water. The steady stream echoed through the empty halls.
I'm getting a bit scared now. I can hear water running. I can just hear horrible fucking noises.
Shaking off the unease, he continued his exploration, eventually making his way toward the basement. It was larger than expected, damp, claustrophobic, and eerily silent. But that silence didn't last long.
The fuck was that? Hello?
A loud, unexplained noise suddenly shattered the stillness. Something, or someone, was inside the house. Moving cautiously, Adam called out, but there was no response. If it was another explorer or a squatter, why weren't they answering? His instincts told him something wasn't right, and soon the night would prove him right.
What? I can hear running water. Right, we'll come back to that side. Let's do this side first. Right, let's have a little look round. Sally's room. Oh, fuck off. What is that? Alright, let's have a look. There's nothing in. Not much in here. What's this? Oh my god. I'm actually shitting it, guys. Alright, just the toilet there. Oh wow. That is pretty impressive. Oh my god. This is disgustingly scary, this house. Bad vibe.
Determined to press on, he made his way to the upper floor. The unsettling atmosphere was growing heavier, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary until he remembered the sound of running water. It hadn't stopped. That detail gnawed at him.
Upstairs now, find out what that bloody running water is. No way. That's just not what that is. Oh my god. Someone's flooding the basement. Oh my god. Oh my. Holy shit, man. Who the fuck's done that? Oh, what? That's crazy. Guys, my head's gone now. Somebody's flooded the basement. Don't even know what to do about that.
The house had been completely silent when he arrived. Bracing himself, he headed back downstairs. What he found left him speechless. The basement, which had been dry just 30 minutes earlier, was now completely flooded. There was no logical explanation for how it happened so quickly. Had someone tampered with the plumbing, or was something far more sinister at play? With the eerie atmosphere closing in, Adam knew it was time to leave. But before heading out, he planned to report the flooding to prevent further damage to the house. Just as he reached the exit, an overwhelming sense of dread washed over him. The distinct, undeniable feeling of being watched. Later, Adam contacted the police, who assured him they would handle the situation. As a fearless urban explorer, he had faced countless chilling encounters, but this one had shaken him to his core. In 2020, an adventurous Indian YouTuber from Food and Travel with Data set out to camp deep in the forest, eager for an immersive experience in the wild. As night fell, the once lively surroundings grew unnervingly quiet, replaced by unsettling creaks and rattles from the darkness beyond his tent. Despite his efforts to sleep, an eerie tension filled the air, keeping him wide awake. What he didn't know was that these strange noises were just the beginning of a much greater fear.
क्या आवाज आ रहा है? टीन टीन क्यों रहा है मेरा? टीन क्यों मिल रहा है? बाप रे, लाइट बंद करता हूँ दोस्तों, मैं लाइट बंद करता हूँ.
As the stillness deepened, an unsettling thought crept into his mind. Was something lurking just outside his tent? The possibility of a leopard prowling nearby sent shivers down his spine. Though he couldn't see it, the presence of an unseen predator weighed heavy in the silence.
यार लगता है जाके ही काटना पड़ेगा मेरे को. सुनिए, क्या आवाज आ रहा है भाई? कुछ कुर्राने की आवाज आ रहा है मेरे को. ऐसा लग रहा है तेंदुआ है. हाँ यार, बाप रे, कुछ कुर्राने की आवाज आ रहा है. तेंदुआ तो नहीं है, ऐसा लग रहा है तेंदुआ ही है.
Each rustle and whisper of the wilderness amplifying his unease. Sleep was impossible. He lay there listening, heart pounding, until the first light of dawn finally broke through the canopy. Without hesitation, he packed his gear and left, grateful to escape the eerie grip of the night. While fishing on the Potomac River near Washington, D.C., a man noticed something unusual floating in the water. From a distance, it looked like a head with long black hair, partially submerged beneath the surface. At first, he couldn't quite believe what he was seeing, but as he moved closer, a growing sense of dread set in.
That was okay. So I was working this bank here. I was pulled up here, just throwing a spinnerbait or whatever. And I looked down and I saw this. That's freaky. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. What does that look like to you? Because to me that looked pretty freaky. Like a head of something. Dude, what is happening? Look at this thing.
Carefully, he reached out and gave it a small poke. The tension was overwhelming as the object shifted, until the artificial neck joint suddenly popped loose. It wasn't what he feared. Instead of something tragic, it turned out to be a mannequin head. Although relieved, he couldn't shake the unsettling nature of the discovery. The mannequin's blindfold only raised more questions. Who had left it there? And why? Had someone been using it for something sinister? As he scanned the area, something else caught his attention.
Dude, this is not right. This place is not right. Look at that freaky thing. I'm out of here. If I keep looking. So it's high tide. It's a flood tide. You can know that there's all this debris out here. Like everything's flooded. So It's kind of sad. There's so much litter and plastic and junk and garbage floating down this river right now. But yeah, I think we're done with this bank.
Another eerie figure peeking out from behind a log. This time, it was a doll, adding to the unsettling atmosphere. The strange finds, combined with the surrounding debris and plastic waste floating along the river, made the scene even more disturbing. Uneasy, he decided it was best not to stick around. Without looking back, he packed up his gear and left the area in a hurry.